I would like to know for certainty something, like the
Mm-hmm.
government. Governments do not like to believe. They have the CIA, FBI, NSA, and 38 other intelligence organizations over the CIA, National Security Administration. They don't want to believe something. They want to know. They have satellites that can read a postage stamp. They want to know exactly what's going on. They tap everyone's phones. They watch everybody's accounts. They know exactly what you're buying. So they don't believe that they're in control. They know they are. And so I figured that, well, these are the guys that are running the planet. They don't believe anything. They know. Well, that's what I want to do. I don't want to believe something. I would like to know for certainty. Well, the way you do that is spend your life researching, studying. Stay inside of a university library. Read and study history. Read and study the history of banks and how the world actually works. None of this is important until you get a subpoena to court and you're being charged with a heavy crime. Now it's important. Now, because it's a felony you've been accused of, you've been indicted, and you may be going to prison for 25 to 30 years. Now it's important to get a lot of money together and pay somebody who has done their homework and who knows how the system works and who understands what the words mean and who is intellectually acute enough to understand the problem and how to solve this problem. Now you need somebody who does some thinking. Well, I've always felt, why don't you do the thinking first? Then you don't get into trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So that's who I am. That's what I do. And my work has caused me my health, the loss of my family. I have lost everything, especially my health and my family. I live by myself in one room with nothing because you can't do both. You can't have both. You can't serve man and the spirit. You either devote your life to study and understanding, wisdom and knowledge, or you just go out there and watch a ball game and do what everybody else does and make a few bucks, and one day you wake up and find out at 80 years old that you don't know anything, and it doesn't matter because you're almost dead anyway now. And all your life you worked hard and never realized you don't own anything. You don't know anything. You got nothing. And what little bit you thought you had, the stock market could take it overnight, and now you got nothing anyway. So,
right.
Knowledge is power. Always has been.
Absolutely.
I want the knowledge. I don't care about the physical, mundane world. I want the knowledge.
So, do you have a website that you could tell the listeners, and have you written books about this that they could get more information of?
It's very simple. My name is Jordan, Jordan, and last name is Maxwell, Maxwell. So on the web, it's jordanmaxwell.com, and it's Jordan like the river, Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people say, I couldn't find it. Looked up Jordon. No, it's not O-N. It's A-N, like the river.
Right.
JordanMaxwell.com. And another thing I like to say about my website, I get, 150 to 200 emails a day, and 90% of those emails and all the phone calls I get all day long, I'm just amazed that people, they will ask me questions, and I ask them, have you been on my website? Yes. Yes, we've been on your website. Well, did you go to the research boxes? No. Did you go to the audio-video page? No. Did you look at the links? No. And so I usually end up saying, well, just for the hell of it, what did you see on my website? And they said, well, we saw your picture on the home page. I said, no, but what did you see in the website? Well, we haven't gone through the website. I said, well, I know that because the questions you're asking me are answered right there on the website. I've got frequently asked questions. I've got research materials. I've got articles. All kinds of information is on my website, especially in the links that people just don't see. And the reason why is because for some reason, generally speaking, people do not look at anything very deeply. They just pop up on the, see a screen, see a picture, it looks nice, and go to something else because they've got to do it quickly because football comes on in a few minutes. And so you miss everything. I've been doing this kind of research and study for 48 years. And I've been mostly by myself, on my own, by myself, because nobody else seems to be interested. Until now. Now we're beginning to see the media, entertainment media, television and movies. Now they're talking about Da Vinci Code, Angels and Demons, National Treasure 1 and 2, and God knows all of the movies and television documentaries on the History Channel and the Discovery Channel on Knights Templars and Bible codes and the Illuminati and secret societies and all the darkness and all the evil, dark stuff going on. That's the kind of thing I was talking about publicly back in 1961 and 62. I was giving lectures in Los Angeles on Bible codes, the Knights Templars, the Federal Reserve, Illuminati. In 1967, I started talking and doing lectures in motion picture studios and lectures around Los Angeles and around Southern California on the Illuminati, Freemasonry, secret societies, occultism, and government. And all of these things I knew by watching my audience as I was presenting these things. I could see the audience was interested, but not interested necessarily in the subject. They were interested in who is this fool talking about this stuff that nobody understands. Well, now finally the world is beginning to wake up and see that there's something going on the earth. And it's being kept from you purposely. And it's being done by organizations that you don't know anything about. So now we're seeing, Bible codes, secret societies, Knights Templars, all the religious, political, banking fraternities, organized crime, mafia, the Russian mob, all of these underworld criminal organizations in religion and government, commerce. Well, I mean, now it's everywhere. It's in your face.
And why do you think that is? Now
well,
more than ever.
I think the reason why it's in your face today is because that element on the earth, that dark, evil presence in the universe that we call the dark side, organized crime, evil, is so prevalent today because the people of the world don't care about it. And so if you don't care, let something grow. What do you care if it grows, if the grass grows 6 foot high? It's nothing to you. It's not your grass. What do you care? And so since people don't really care about these subjects, it's good because the criminals do care. They get organized. And so therefore the criminal element has now overcome the human growth on the earth. And like my dad used to tell me when I was a kid, he said, when I was a small child, he said to me, when I was a kid, we used to know, the whole town would know who the bad people were. There were only a few in town, and everybody knew the bad people in town. Today, it's just the opposite. We're looking around to see if there's anybody of any value of good in this town. And so, as far as I'm concerned, the reason why everything is out of control now is because we let it. Humans don't care about things like that. They don't care about the mafia. As a matter of fact, it's interesting to make movies about. Makes money. They don't care about human slavery.
Do you think that fear plays a part in that because we've been trained all our lives to fear the authority or fear whatever, and if therefore
of course, yeah. No doubt about that. We've been trained to fear everything and not to fear the correct things, not to fear the things that should be feared.
Right.
Like my fear, the things I fear, most people don't even know exist. And so I am frightened to death in my life. That's why I live in fear. And a lot of people, will tell me, well, what are you talking about? You live in fear. Well, wait till you know what I know. And wait till you've been where I've been. Walk a mile in my shoes. Spend 48 years looking at the dark side of the world you live in. and be in the company of some of the most profound people the world's ever known.